Hello ladies and gentlemen, CaptainShack here, and welcome to Star Citizen vs. Eve, the mining experience. Now, I know being a miner isn't the most glorious job, but ore and rare metals are the backbone of a space sim's economy. This is true for EVE Online and the design concepts for Star Citizen's economy. That means that some players will want to solely focus on the acquisition of metals for fun and profit. But is it really fun? Let's take a look at how each game handles this concept, and we'll see how the core design of these two space sandbox MMOs differ greatly. In both games, the metals used to make, well, just about everything in the universe is pulled from asteroids that are found floating in large fields. These asteroids come in a variety of shapes and sizes that differ in type, density, and the amount of metal that can be mined out of them. Now let's start by looking at how one mines in EVE Online. Now, I played EVE for a very long time, so I know what I'm talking about here. So here's how the actual mining mechanics work. Find the rock, check. Fly closer, check. Target rock, click mining laser button. Wait until your cargo bay is full. While waiting, read a book, take a nap, work out, hang yourself from boredom. Once your cargo bay is full, if you're not dead, fly either back to the station or dump your cargo out into space so your buddy can grab it in his hauler, and start the process all over again. And that's literally it. It's about as exciting as watching paint dry. If you want to find rarer ores, then there are a variety of ways to do this by either hunting them down using the scanning system, or using wormhole exploration, or mining in low sec or null sec where players can, kill you. It's really the same mechanics though. Even in those more exciting areas, it really just boils down to watching your chat and keeping an eye on if players have shown up, and if they do, you run away. Back in the day, I used to do my homework and read, I used to study or watch Netflix, all while mining alt-tabbed in nullsec. If a player showed up, I'd get a message from a friend and we just warp back to the station. This style of mining has really been the basis for mining in most space sims going back years. Now, let's take a look at how Star Citizen is handling it. Now, this is a game that's going out of its way to make an immersive universe where you can tell your own story and play the character that you want to play. Mining from the get-go is looked at as a profession, something that players will have to work at, not just in getting better gear, but as a skill set like a fighter pilot. A miner has to learn the skills needed to survive. This is accomplished through game mechanics and not arbitrary math crunching on the character sheet. I'm going to take a quote directly from the Star Citizen devs on this one. Mining presents players with a variety of challenges requiring skill and intelligence, whereas mindless repetition of a task or idle drudgery are explicitly avoided. There are no aspects of mining that allow a player to simply press a button and wait without the concern for a result, or that require players to perform an action repeatedly without some element of thought and or dexterity coming into play. Mining on Earth is dangerous enough. Now try doing it in an environment that can kill you 6 ways to Sunday. And you'd think a game designer could come up with some interesting challenges. So let's take a look at this from a perspective of a crewed mining vessel in Star Citizen. That's right, you and your buddies, or a hired crew of NPCs, are all crewing stations to get the job done. These are specialists. First up is the pilot. This is a role I'm really interested in. If you're going to mine minerals, somebody has to safely navigate an asteroid field without getting everyone, killed. The rarer the minerals, the deeper you'll have to go, and the more dense the field will become. Wow, a non-combat reason to show off piloting skill. Sweet. In EVE, you just bounce off asteroids. The ship you're seeing, by the way, is the Orion. If you're gonna jump into mining, you're gonna need a vessel that's built for it, and this baby is. Alright, so we've got a pilot. Next up is the scan operator. His job is to find the right asteroid, manually deploy these remote mineral analysis packages, or RMAPs. Think a scanner probe that's like a missile that you remote guide. These suckers, once used successfully, and I stress successfully, as you'll have to hit the right speed and angle when you hit the asteroid, but once done, it'll send telemetry back to the pilot and the scan operator on the material composition of the asteroid. This will come into play really importantly later. Now next up is the beam operator. They wield the multi-megawatt beam generator that's attached to one of the robotic arms on your ship. A highly skilled operator can carve up an asteroid's valuable bits like a Thanksgiving turkey. A poor one could get your entire crew killed. As the beam operator, you've got direct control over how much juice is flowing through that beam. If you put too much into a rock, you could cause any volatile material inside to chain react and, explode. That's why you've got an exothermic reaction detector. Depending on what material you're working with, it'll change how much energy it takes to set it off. As you tear more bits of the roid free, you'll start to create tremors in the rock. This is where the laser seismometer comes into play, showing each tremor as a wave, and these waves actually interact with each other, causing spikes. A noob beam operator could turn your once profitable asteroid into a floating bomb that explodes in your face if he doesn't know what he's doing. A slow pilot won't be able to get you out of the explosion's radius fast enough. Or, if your R maps, the scan operator deployed way back when, were off just too much, your data could be faulty. Luckily, the seismometer should give your crew warning to GTFO before things explode because of your lack of skill. Another threat that miners will have to face is highly compressed pockets of gas buried within an asteroid. These present another distinct danger to a mining operation. Exposure of even a small portion of a gas pocket to the vacuum of space can result in an immediate explosive decompression that can splinter nearby sections of the asteroid, sending astronauts and equipment hurtling through space. This will also generate considerable seismic turbulence, and if you're already close to the asteroid's limits, good luck. Now, I am really excited about this. It's a game that's making an alternate avenue of advancement really possible, to really allow players to play the game they want to play the way they want to play it. By taking non-combat professions seriously and affording them just as much design and creativity they deserve, you make a richer universe for everybody. We haven't even talked about the other 3 crew positions: turret operator, refinery operator, if your ship has one, and a cargo operator. And they are just as detailed. Even better, if you're the do-it-all-yourself solo-style player, all you've got to do is hire on NPC crew to get the job done. The more they cost, the higher their skill is, and the better off you'll be, but that's a decision that you as the captain will have to make. If you know a mission is going to be really profitable but dangerous, you can hire on an escort to watch your back. This is a far cry from clicking and napping. Hopefully, EVE Online will take a look at this style of design and rethink their design choices. It's been almost a decade, guys. Come on now. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel for more gaming goodness, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.